and then live side by side with the virus and don't die while waiting for the vaccine. This is the statement that I citate from the mass media. And because I'm from the communication perspective, I will say that in the situation of pandemic, the communication determines everything. If maybe you can hear, you can imagine that in modern society, people say that the society consists not only, not anymore of people, but society consists of communication. So um, only communication can communicate. So there is communication determines everything. And actually, if we take a look how the World Health Organization gave the suggestion, yeah, how to handle with the pandemic from the perspective of communication, there are at least three kinds of concepts that should be there. First is risk communication, so it is play a very important role. Could you hear me?
Yes,
Could,
I
okay,
could hear
okay.
you.
Good, good, good. I will continue. Risk communication that play a very important role in preparedness to respond. We need like the communication that with the character fast, transparent, and easily accessible. And we also need the crisis communication character, categorized or characterized by honest, accurate, and candid, unbiased, very prompt, precise, and complete. And also, we need the emergency communication to ensure the public remains informed, restoring public confidence in the ability of relevant organization to be able to handle problem. But I think if I'm not wrong, so the situation in Indonesia, maybe we are not really lucky with the situation of information because sometimes we are not really sure what actually happened around us. And this is the challenge that in the pandemic, because of this latest situation in the society. So the COVID-19, the pandemic is still happening, and people have to overcoming challenges and exploring more opportunity. And yeah, the society have to adapt the new situation. Society facing an uncertain future, and there is no way return. We have to make sure everything goes well, even in pandemic condition. And there is a challenge to develop social system that interact adaptively with the changing demands during a prolonged pandemic. So, in my observation, that it is an obligation that all system in society have to keep moving, to keep changing, to adapting to new situation and challenge along with this pandemic. And the process of changing the social system in society needs to be continuously encouraged through a transformative communication process. If Professor Taylor say about the transformative method here in communication, I will also suggest a transformative communication process. Adaptive and transformative communication is very important to achieve the rationality discourse in society. So I imagine that the social system in our society have to organize through communication to survive. Social system have to make sense out of equivocal information around us, and they have to organizing the information processing, so finally they can survive in changing environment, because these cyclical things always are moving, so changing, adapting, changing, adapting. So the society is really a lively process. If we are not adapting, so maybe we will collapse then. That is why the communication is the power, because if people using communication to make sense out of equivocal situation, they do what we call enactment. So we learn around us what actually happening, we select what should we do, and then we building some process to trying to come or face it, the pandemic. So this is the communication as driver for adaptive system change. So I thinking that transformative communication is very important to sensitize the system. So we have to communicate to digging the real problem around us. We have to digging the problem to give the positive, to irritate, positive irritation within the internal system. And hopefully we have the discussion of various contingency communication around us. We have to open the dialogue space, and we will come to the most optimal rationality that we can achieve. And then finally, our system, our social system can adapt it in this very difficult situation. So I imagine that the new normal will happen in all living system. So in science, education, economic, law, religion, politics, socio-cultural, and entertainment thing. There are two elements always. There are possibility to like the challenges and also what is that opportunity. In the politics, for example, there is really challenge how to develop governance that is sensitive to pandemic reduction, how to optimize the technology-based political system. I don't know what's happened if we continue with the pilkada, with the general election. I don't know what's happened. It is not sensitive with the situation of pandemic. In education thing, as Professor Taylor said, that it is we should digging, yeah, more about disruptive learning innovation. We have to prepare of system that more equitable and in accordance with the pandemic conditions. So always people will think the social system will move to try to find the best recipe for this situation. And in health system, for example, with the communication, with the transformative communication, we have to try to make better the support infrastructure, hospital, medical personnel, drugs, etc. And then we also have to discuss about clinically correct community behavior. So there is still opportunity in this. In economy, I think Professor Yusliza has already mentioned that there are very acute problem here, and then minimizing economic contraction through communication, I think is very important. How to protect job, how to continuing our sustainability tourism, for example, and how to rescue of affected workers. So that's happened in many sections in all the dimensions of our society life. And how about the role of mass media? I think that as the observer of society, the media must maintain their logic in facing times of crisis and accompany people to get out of difficult times. Challenge for Indonesia, I think, not easy because of a weak public communication system, and also in the same time very dominance of new media, especially social media, which tends to be very open with a variety of inaccurate information. Yeah? And then how the media frames this very diverse response in society needs to be linked to the integration between crisis risk communication at the emergency level, and that's not easy way. And lack of competence of the media in crisis will put the wider public at bigger risk. So this is the situation in Indonesia, very what is that, crowded maybe somehow, people talking about the cacophony of communication, keriuhan, yeah, crowded thing. We have internet network, very open, connected, global, yeah, global atmosphere, with the social media also hybrid character, interactive, everybody could be journalist. We have also mainstream mass media still using the professional world with the gatekeeper in, but now I think they face a very difficulty how to construct the reality about COVID-19, because they have to face like influencer, buzzer, public relations officer, etc., etc. And this is we also have still a traditional communal society in Indonesia, and also in the same time